Let's say I'm interested in setting up a self-directed retirement account. What type of money or previous accounts can I roll over to start a new self-directed retirement account?
For sure. So it's a bit of a list here, and I'm just going to read them out because somebody listening today might need to hear this. If you were or are a government employee, maybe you've participated in the armed forces or our United States military, it is likely that you are a participant in a TSP, a thrift savings plan. Those, we have a lot of government employees, we have a lot of armed forces individuals. So that's actually a very common retirement account that you actually have access to if you severed your employment with the government, or if you have completed your full term as a military professional. Those funds can actually move from your TSP. I do it all the time for clients into a self directed retirement account. Okay, there's a lot of other company sponsored plans. The most common, and they all are called or named after a tax code. You've got the 401k, the 403b, the 401a. Those are very, very common company sponsored plans that are designed for the participant employee. If you've severed your employment from any of those employers that offer that plan, and maybe you've even moved on to another employer and you've taken those funds with you and you've added them to your current company sponsored plan, those funds are actually eligible. So again, if you've severed your employment from those companies that offer those plans, whether or not you've moved them into an IRA or they're still sitting there with that old employer, or maybe you've bundled into your new plan, you can roll those funds into a qualified solo 401k or self-directed IRA. I'll finish it up with traditional and Roth IRAs. A lot of people will start those, because their CPA told them to start making contributions to a traditional or a Roth IRA, depending on the situation. Those individuals can take those IRAs that are truly just maybe sitting there in a Fidelity brokerage IRA, or maybe even a Wells Fargo IRA. I used to work for Wells Fargo and I'd see those all the time. Just an IRA plugged into a savings account with nominal interest. You can move those, we can transfer them to a qualified self-directed retirement account.
Okay, that makes sense. So we talked about how to roll over previous accounts for self-directed retirement accounts, but what if you don't have a previous retirement account? Can you still have a new self-directed retirement account?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Would you like me to break down that scenario for you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
A lot of individuals have actually heard about a self-directed retirement account and they've never put money away, but they're ready to start today. That's totally fine. There are contributions an individual can make every single year to a self-directed IRA. It changes every year. So depending on who's listening to this and when, you just need to go find out what those annual contribution limits are for the year that you're going to make the contribution. A perfect example is this year right now, I can make a $7,000 contribution to an IRA with my own W 2 income if I wanted to. And I could do that with pre tax or Roth. I could then have access to that money and grow it with you. I could honestly ask you two ladies, hey, be on the lookout for an earnest money deposit transaction that I can jump into with my $7,000. Or, maybe I can jump in as a partner, as a private lender. You name it. Now I have access to actually self direct those funds. If I was a small business owner, if I was even W 2 and I'm moonlighting, or I do some side consulting, or maybe I'm a full fledged, full time self employed individual. If I take a salary as a self employed individual, I can now make employee contributions, just like my friends who are W 2 with their company sponsored plan. I can make employee contributions up to 23,500 for this year. Oh, and I can also make a profit sharing contribution up to the maximum for the year. So if I decide to take some of the net income of my business and it's a part of my tax strategy with my CPA, cool. I'm going to make a profit sharing contribution, big benefit for my business. And at the same time, I'm growing my solo 401k. And I'm going to take all of those funds now and I'm going to go invest those. So, yes, to answer your question, significant tax benefits and contributions that I can make, even though I have no funds to roll over. And let's just say this last part here. If my wife was also self employed with me in my business, she can also make the same amount of contribution. So we are doubling our solo 401k balance because the Internal Revenue Code allows me and my wife to participate in that one plan and make the same amount of contributions to go self-direct and invest.
Hey there, it's Andrea. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe so you never miss another one. Thanks.